What's up guys, it's SoaR Vultar here. Today I'm bringing you a commentary on my first hand experiences on Call of Duty Ghosts. Over this past weekend I went to Eurogamer with SoaR Ollie, so I've had a lot of time playing Ghosts, and I'm going to be telling you today about the snipers, the customization within the game, what the trickshotting is like and whether you can actually do it, and the general information about the game. Before I get into that, I just want to say that I have been quite inactive recently. Although I did bring out the 400k Team Target part that I did, I will be doing Phase Marcos this episode, so that should be out soon. So I am also, if I really enjoy this, and which at the moment seems to be that it's quite fun to do this, and if you guys enjoy this, be sure to leave a like, show that you do enjoy it, because I can bring out a video every day. I don't mind doing that for you. I want to be more active on my channel, but let's get into it. So I got my press pass tickets, I applied for it through Eurogamer, and I went to Eurogamer on behalf of SoaR to check out all the new games and whether I can bring some information for you guys, and also to SoaR to see whether trickshotting is up to standard and whether it would be good for the game and for our channel. Most of my time was actually spent in the Ghost booth. Originally you were only really meant to have like 10 minutes of gameplay, so one sort of game when you queue up, and the queue was like 3 hours, so it was a very long time. Thankfully Ollie knew some other YouTubers, so we met up with them and we went to the back of the Ghost booth and spoke to Acas, who is the UK Activision community manager. We sort of said what we did, what sort of videos we upload, and he kind of got us in to allow us to play the game for a bit longer, so we can have a really good feel of the game and whether we can sort of bring our information and our opinions onto you guys. So I got quite a few hours actually playing the game, probably around 3 to 4 maybe over the 2 days, so quite a lot of gameplay I had. So I've got a lot of information for you today in this video. The customization is really well thought through in this game. I was really surprised. You can change the gender, so you can play as a female, because usually it was just the male that you can play. You can change the clothing. I assume that you can unlock stuff, but in the sort of the tester or the demo, as it were, that we played, there's quite a lot of different sort of clothing that you can choose from. So there's the shotgun armor, there's the heavy armor, there's all this stuff, and it doesn't actually change your health. It's just kind of an aesthetic sort of thing. You can sort of get your own feel, or have your own personal sort of feel through the game. What else is there? Oh yeah, so there's 5 custom class slots other than the 5 preset ones, and you can choose whatever you want, but what's different about this game is you have different characters as well. So you customize what your character is, and you have 5 custom classes within that character, but you can have multiple characters. So there's quite a lot of different classes that you can have. So you can have, you know, it's just really, really customizable. So you can choose like maybe like a sniper class where all the 5 classes is sniper classes for trickshotting or sniping or whatever you want to do, and then one for maybe, you know, submachine gun, and they can all look different. They can be female, male, you know, so it's kind of really customizable of exactly what you want to do and what you want to look like. The perk system in this game is really unique actually. With each class you get a certain amount of points like Black Ops 2, but with this it wasn't just a standard sort of perk that you can choose and one perk is 1 point. With this one, each perk has its own certain amount of points in each one, so obviously like the better perks are more expensive, so you kind of have to choose wisely of what you want to do. I'll move on to the maps. There was only a few maps that we could play. One of them was Chasm. It's an underground station, and it's really nice, honestly. It's just kind of like a destroyed building that's just collapsed essentially. There's an underground level, there's sort of like a ground level, and then there's a middle level of the actual building. It's kind of complicated, but so really stuck into my mind because obviously I was going in behalf of SoaR, so I was kind of looking out for the trickshot sort of spots for the team to sort of come back to you guys about that sort of thing. The trickshot spots that stick in my mind the most is there's a giant sort of stairwell that goes up into the middle floor, so that seems like a really good place to go for a trickshot there actually. I can see it now. It's got quite a large area where you can go for a trickshot. There's also railway sections that go between each building, so you can probably jump off that sort of middle section, and beneath that middle section is the floor, so it's quite a decent height, so that kind of stuck into my mind when I went past that bit as well. The other map that we played was Octane, that was located in Las Vegas, and it's sort of like an abandoned sort of gas station. You may or may not have seen this, but in the trailer that's what they featured, and it's like a gas station that when you shoot or explode it, it actually like falls apart and creates like another sort of cover as the roof of it sort of collapses down. And the spots that really stuck into my mind was there's quite a few buildings in that, so when you go up to the top buildings there's a decent sort of height that you can have there for going for a trick shot, but also there's sort of windows that you can jump out of as well. And also in the middle of the map there's like trucks and things that you can actually, there's got a, sort of like a ladder on the back of these trucks that you can sort of get up and go off on there. So there are actually quite a few decent spots you can go for on those sort of maps. The other map that we played was Strike Zone, and it's like a football stadium. And on this map they also featured a thing called a field order. When you kill someone, I think it's random, I'm not sure how often it is, they drop like a blue briefcase that sort of floats and spins around. When you pick it up it gives you a field order, which could be kill 2 enemies while crouching. This is the one that stuck in my mind because that's what I got. If you complete the field order, or kill 2 enemies when you're prone, or or get headshots, one I got actually as well, you actually earn something. So with this demo, if you played Strike Zone and you got the field order and you completed it, you would always get the KEM strike. And you might have seen this in the trailer also. Basically, when you call it in, it's like a nuke. It kills everyone on the opposite team, and it actually changes the whole map. So it changes it to like in a post-apocalypse sort of map. It looks quite cool. I think there are some trick shot spots. I didn't really notice it on there. It was slightly buggy when you pressed X on the kill cam on the second round or something. If you call in the KEM strike, you would spawn in with no gun. I'm sure they'll fix those sort of bugs by the time it actually comes out. But on the trick shots on that map, there was a path to a stairwell that I remembered that overlooks 2 parts of the map. So when you go into this stairwell, there's sort of like a giant sort of opening on the left that you can see out into the one of the spawns, and you look out to the right, and then there's like another sort of section, and that's before the KEM strike. As I said, I'm not quite sure about the trick shot spots after the KEM strike, because I think everything's just destroyed, so it's quite sort of level. And finally there was Whiteout, which is a fishing village, and it's sort of like a snow map, and there's one really good trick shot spot that I know everyone will go for initially. It's like a sort of like a hill that overlooks pretty much until the other side of spawn, so like the entire map. So it's really distance you can go for trick shots off there, 100%. Also to the right of that is a ship. You can sort of go off the back of that ship, so definitely there's a really good spots on there, and there's also different buildings within that map, so you can sort of go out of the window or whatever you want to do there, so that's quite good. For the actual sniping itself, there's nothing wrong with it, honestly. I have seen some videos of people saying, that they're actually trying to get rid of quickscoping, or it's crap, it's not going to work, but honestly, I did it, I had no problems with it whatsoever. You can definitely just quickscope, it goes directly straight as far as I'm concerned. I didn't have any problems with shooting someone and it missed. It went completely fine. The only thing that's different that you have to get used to is on the outside of the scope, they've done this depth of field sort of effect, which I really like, and it blurs the outside, so it gives that effect of the scope being in front and everything else being away, so it's more realistic. That is a bit weird at first to get used to, because that's definitely not what it's like on any other Call of Duty, but once you get used to that, it's perfectly fine. There was only 2 attachments that you could use for the sniper. It was either the silencer, which is generally kind of crap really, or the ACOG. I did use the ACOG. And I think it's the same sort of speed as not using an ACOG, so the standard sort of scope, so there's no difference with that. One thing I did try also is ladder stalls. Ladder stalls were perfectly fine. It reminds me exactly of Modern Warfare 3, how that trick shotting works, and there's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. I have seen some people saying that you can't shoot in midair with a sniper. That's incorrect, you definitely can. So it should be good. I don't see any problems with trick shotting on this game whatsoever. People will get used to it, and it should be interesting to see what happens. As for theatre, for you editors that are listening, I don't think they actually are going to implement a theatre sort of system like they did in Black Ops 2. I forgot to ask, but I definitely will try and find out that for you. Equipment cancels, they work perfectly fine also. The standard sort of equipment cancel is quite slow, but there is a perk that allows you to do it quicker, to sort of pull away or to throw sort of equipment is much quicker. There is a perk for that, so equipment cancels will be fine. There's a perk that allows you to sprint and reload at the same time, so I guess that's good for maybe a trick. There'll be a trick shot for that, I don't know, but that's quite an interesting thing because they didn't have that before. Also, when you sprint and hold the right stick, you slide on your knees. So I think you can shoot at the same time. I'm not sure, but that's something unique that you can do as well. Lastly, the controller. The controller is actually really nice. I think it's really comfortable, although my hands are relatively big, I'd say, and I do feel like it's, comparing it to the Xbox 360 controller, it's a little bit smaller than the Xbox 360 controller. Nonetheless, it still feels comfortable. The buttons are slightly smaller, it feels, and the home button that's usually located in the middle of the 360 controller is slightly located up. So when you're naturally sort of putting your thumb down to press that, you have to sort of move your thumb up. So it's just something you have to get used to, I guess. Just to summarise, I just want to say thank you very much for Eurogamer for giving me the press pass. It was really, really good. The event was very well organised and I really, really enjoyed it. And a special thanks to Activision and Infinity Ward for being so nice to us YouTubers, to giving us the opportunity to have much more in-depth, sort of hands-on with the game to get our feel for it. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was a kind of long commentary, but I know that someone needed to do this to give you sort of the relief to say that you can actually do what some people think you couldn't. And as I said, if you want to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, because I think I'm going to do some more commentaries, because it's not really that hard to do, and I enjoy it. And if you guys enjoy it, then I might as well just do one every day, if this gets good feedback, that is. And as I said, edits are also on the way, so I think that's it. If you want to tweet me any questions, my Twitter will be in the description, and I'll be sure to answer some questions if I haven't answered them already in this video. And that's it. Peace.